All right, everyone. Paul Henderson here, President, Pro Travel Network. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to get on tonight's call. We are on the downward end of the training calls. Tonight, we're going to be talking about booking cruises. Booking cruises is fun, exciting, simple. So this is not going to be a long call. We should be done maybe in the next 20 to 30 minutes maximum. I might take a few questions if you have any, but booking cruises is a great place to make some substantial income. We'll talk a little bit about booking group cruises, but we'll focus squarely on groups. Groups will probably be the biggest call, and that's the last call of the series, and that will, obviously include a lot of stuff. Groups is a place where you can make not only a lot of money, but you can build a huge business in a short period of time. That doesn't mean you're always booking groups. It's just learning how to maximize groups, find groups, and then once you have groups, how to utilize those groups to produce lots more bookings, both individual bookings and group bookings. So groups is very powerful. We'll touch on that just a little bit tonight. But let's go ahead and get started with tonight's booking cruises call. Well, the first thing we're going to do is let's just go ahead and go to our cruise booking page, and we'll just kind of start there, okay? And let's talk about cruising. Booking cruise. I'm assuming most of you have been on a cruise. If you haven't been on a cruise, you definitely need to go on a cruise. Cruising is one of the biggest things out there right now in travel. Even more so, there's a special niche type that's getting a lot of play, and that's called river cruising. And that's going up and down the great rivers of the world on what amount to barges, but I'm not talking about a barge that's hauling cars and cargo. We're talking about barges that are luxury hotels, luxury dining, high-end everything. I mean, they're river cruising up the Nile, the Mississippi, the great rivers of Europe, some of the great rivers of China and Asia. I mean, river cruising is very, very big. The clientele that's doing it typically has a lot of discretionary income, and you can make a lot of money if you learn a little bit about river cruising. Now, I'm not going to necessarily talk about that tonight because you can learn that from your suppliers. Very simply, just hook up with Viking or AMA or one of the other ones, and you can find out anything and everything you need to know. Go on Travel Agent University, right down here on the left-hand side, and you can take some of the courses. And of course, you can always just go on Google and type in river cruising and learn all you want. So, training is always available. Again, tonight I'm going to focus on the basics of cruising and maximizing cruising to build a big business for yourself. So let's talk about some of the things that make cruising really important. Number one, high client satisfaction. Write that down. High client satisfaction. Cruising has the highest satisfaction of any other type of travel, and it's big. People, when they come off a cruise, they're ready to go again. It's just something about cruising. The fact that you have amazing dining, literally 24/7. It has kind of an all-inclusive type atmosphere, except for maybe the alcohol. But then some cruises, as you get into the higher end cruises, they can include that as well. Some include airfare, as you get to the luxury end of cruise lines. But all cruises tend to be big on hospitality, big on service. They want you to come back. Another reason, maybe number two, is that it gives you the experience of having multiple vacations, because you're able to visit multiple ports of call that typically you'd have to take multiple vacations to visit. So, you're able to fly into, say, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, L.A., New Orleans, maybe some of the European countries. So you can visit that particular area. You can do a pre and post. That means you can stay a couple days in the city that the ship leaves from and do some tours, and then you get on the ship and you're able to go to various places. Jamaica, Cancun, Cozumel, the Virgin Islands, and many times all on the same cruise. So you're able to get a lot of different flavors and visit multiple ports. A third reason that cruising is very, very popular is that it's very, very family focused. There are things to do on these ships for everybody. You can dance till 3 or 4 in the morning, and you can also have the kids being watched, babysitted, or babysat. They have activities all day long, all night long, it seems. There's a little something for everybody in the family, and I'm not saying on a Disney cruise. Every cruise, when we go cruising, we drop the kids off sometimes at Camp Carnival or whatever the other ship's various programs are. And it's not like you drop them off to get rid of them. I mean, they literally want to go. And when it's time to pick them up or meet them for dinner, they don't want to come. It's like, Mom, can we hurry up and go back? We're getting ready to do this, and we're going on a scavenger hunt, and we're going out to the arcade, and we're going into the dining room to meet the chefs. They're going to show us how to make this or that or whatever. I mean, they're doing stuff all day long. So they're having a great time. The parents are having a great time. There's great family time. I mean, cruising is really an amazing vacation, and the activities, the events, the things to do on board, again, just so varied. So it gives the experience of a multi vacation. Okay. Also, we talked about pre. You also have the post. Many people love to do things after the cruise. They don't want it to end, so they come back and they end up doing it, maybe staying a couple more days someplace. So you also have the option to sell both the pre and the post. So cruising, if you really understand it, can be your opportunity to earn tremendous income, not just on the cruise that you book, but on the airfare, a pre, a post, the transfers, the excursions. It's number 4, number 5. I'm not sure where I'm at, number 4 or 5. I am tired tonight. I don't know if you can tell, but tonight I am tired, as you guys must be tired. And it's Friday night. But the excursions, shore trips, this is where people do get off on a particular island or a particular destination, and you can actually sell the tours and things that they're going to go on. And many people enjoy those tours and things just as much as the vacation itself. In fact, the tour itself can be the vacation. You can scuba diving tours and snorkeling tours and sightseeing tours, adventure tours, tours to the rainforest, tours to the ruins in Rome and Greece, and different things like that. So, I mean, the tours themselves are like mini vacations. So cruising is really an amazing opportunity for you to make some great bookings. Now, here's one thing I do want you to know about cruising that makes it very, very simple. Price protection. This is why a lot of new agents really focus on cruising. When you're booking airfare, sometimes you can't get the best price, or you think you can't get the best price. Of course, we teach all of our agents what the best price is all about, so we're not talking about pro travel agents, but other agents in the field who don't get the same type of sales training that you do. They don't feel like they can book air, and many times they can't compete with vacations when there's so many different suppliers and different pricing. And but in cruising, the cruise suppliers have done something a little bit different, and that is they require all agencies, even themselves, to actually display the same pricing across the globe on a particular cruise. That means that the agency across the street, the agency down the street, the agency up the street, Travelocity, Orbitz, Expedia, nobody can advertise a cruise cheaper than the cruise line themselves or you. Everybody gets the same price on cruising. That means no client can say, "Hey, I got a better deal than you got." If they did, you just have to figure out how they got it. There might be some code, there might be some amenity or something that you can, but you can do the same thing. You just have to figure out what it is. That's all. But nobody can really beat your deal. They're not allowed to discount. Okay, so they're not allowed to give you $100 discount because the cruise lines want to make sure that price protection is the same across their distribution base, including themselves. Now, the reason is because they compete with you. Okay, so it's not a great thing, really. Price protection, anytime you have that, anytime you have what I call price fixing is what it is. Anytime I see that, the hair stands up on the back of my head. So what other people may see as a benefit, I see as a detriment. It's not a benefit. It doesn't allow you to wheel and deal. It doesn't allow you to manipulate. It doesn't allow you to make things happen. So it's a crutch for the weak, and really it hurts you if you're strong, because that's all it is price fixing. And the reason that you know that is, and the reason that I say that is, you just have to get to the bottom of it. Why would the cruise lines want to do that? Okay, well, the reason is because they want to be the ones that always have the lowest price. But since they don't want to offend their travel agents, they give us the same price. So everybody sells at the same price. Well, guess who has the most money? They do. So they're able to have the same price but outmarket you. They're able to globally advertise and just completely swallow you up. They're able to advertise to your clients through TV, radio, billboards, and convince your clients that the best place and the cheapest place to pick up that cruise is right through their website, when they know that's not true. But they do, in fact, have the lowest price. It doesn't mean that your price is higher, but it is true that they have the lowest price. So do you. Okay? So you need to be careful when you get excited about the fact that, cruising is something that you can easily compete with, because it really is not what it's all cracked up to be. Now, with that said, where was I going to go with that? I know where I was going with that, but I didn't want to. What was I going to go with that? With that said, what you want to do is a couple things. And now we're going to move into a different part of the presentation. With that said, you need to make sure that you're marketing. You need to make sure that you are consistently marketing your message, that you have the lowest price, and you can say you have the lowest price. Okay? Now, I know where I was going with that. There's only one exception to that, and that's when it comes to groups, booking groups. And we're going to talk about that again on the last session. Because the way a group works is that you can grab group space. In other words, let's say you want to put together a group cruise next year. You can actually reserve or pull the space this year. And you will get pricing based on today. And of course, as the cruise fills up, as bookings occur over the months that go by, the cruise gradually begins to increase. The cruise line gradually begins to increase the pricing of the cabins. However, you've got your group contract, and you get to keep your group contract numbers or your group contract pricing. So there are some cases where you might, or a competitor might, actually have a lower price than you have available. It's not because their pricing is different. It's simply because they reserved group space on a particular sailing before you did. And maybe you're going individual. Okay? That's all that means. All right? Now, just like Pro Travel grabs group space sometimes, we grab space a year in advance for particular sailings. You can do the same thing. And you might have a lower price. You might In other words, you might be making a booking and you look into Pro Travel's inventory and you see that we got group space on a particular sailing, and you might save yourself $50 a cabin or $70 a cabin. Again, we're going to talk about that more on the groups call. But again, by and large, if it's not a group issue, then the lowest price is the same for everybody. So which again makes cruising very, very easy and simple to book. Now, the thing you want to remember is that you can still do a markup. And I'm going to say this, and I don't want to get in trouble, and I won't, because I don't really consider the cruise lines partners. I'll tell you that right now. I'm a cynic when it comes to our suppliers out there. You know, I don't believe they're our partners. I don't believe that they're in it for us. They didn't start their business for us. Over the years, they have become increasingly greedy when it comes to trying to book our clients, your clients. This is not just Pro Travel. This is across the landscape. You put somebody on a Carnival cruise, you can expect that within 30 days or less, they will be getting an invitation for a past guest. You just came off that cruise. Here's a special offer. If you to take advantage of this offer, call 1-800-CARNIVAL, or we'll even call you. Or you can call the travel agent that booked you, whoever that is. And they already know who it is. You're the one that delivered the client to them. So I don't consider any of the cruise lines my partner. I don't care what the rhetoric is or what they say or how they say it or how friendly. They did not start their business for me. So again, I don't have an issue with it. And I certainly didn't start Pro Travel for them. So I can understand. However, I'm very, very well aware of where things are. So guess what? If somebody, if some other agency has a better price than what you can pull up by $50 or $75, or they've got an onboard credit of $25 or $50 or $100 or whatever it is, for some reason, and because they had a group or whatever, guess what? Even though you may not be able to match that or beat that, give us a call. Call Jessica at the office. Call me. I may just say, let's do it. Let's do it. Just lower the price. Let's just do it. Now, you won't be able to lower it on the invoice because you still have to show the invoice correctly, but we'll show you how to do it. We'll match it. We'll beat it. Whatever we got to do. I want the business. I want the business. You'd be willing to take a little bit lower commission to steal that customer from somebody else, right? See, stealing a customer is a little bit different sometimes because they're going to book it anyway. We might as well take 50 instead of 100. We might as well take 100 instead of 150. We might as well make 300 instead of 500, right? It just makes sense. At the same time, we're always going to try to get extra markup. So if we're not faced with that kind of thing, we're always going to ask for another couple hundred, 300, 400, 500, you know, whatever your ability allows you to do and your competence level, as we go back to, you know, some of the previous conference calls. So in Pro Travel, you still have full flexibility to book how you want, price it how you want, and again, if you need some help how to collect that money or how to display that, we'll definitely show you how, okay? But again, the suppliers are really using this whole price protection thing as a way to always have the lowest price, which again tries to eliminate any advantages of booking from you. The good news is, as you guys know, it's not about price. It's about service. It's about value. It's about relationship. It's about being smart. And it's about making as much money as you possibly can on every single client, but at the same time being savvy enough to not lose any deals. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Okay, and I'll take a few questions shortly. Now, let's go to the cruise booking engines. You can book cruises a couple different ways. How to book. You can book cruises by phone. Just pick up the phone, call the cruise line, ask for their inside sales or group sales department, and they'll help you book it. Help you grab the space, help you book your cabin. If you have questions, they'll help you with that. Now, with that said, they're trying to move everything they can to online. They don't want to help you anymore. Again, I talked about they're not your partners. They're not. They're doing everything they can to save money. They're doing everything they can to go to the web. Again, the more they convince people to just use the web, you know, but they still have their team of people that will call you back if you're a client. So, you know, they're trying to be you, but don't want to be like you when they have to help you. And this is happening every single day. Now, as I'm saying this, you might think I'm being negative, but I'm not. I'm simply, as a business owner, letting you know exactly how the cow eats the cabbage. Nothing's hidden. Nobody's fooling ProTravel. We are going into this with our eyes wide open. We know that they're beefing up their internal agencies. You know, they've got somebody to call you back in 2 seconds, just like we should be doing. But when it comes to us working with them, they're forcing us to do everything online. So again, we understand all that. So you need to get very, very good at working online. And for example, you can book directly through Sabre. Now, Sabre is very much like Vax, okay, or Cerev if you're in Canada, okay, which is just a booking engine. Vax is not a supplier, it's a booking engine. Sabre is not a supplier, it's simply a booking engine. And when you go into Sabre and you do a search, it pulls up multiple cruise lines and multiple ships and things like that. So you can search a lot of different inventory all at one time by using Sabre. Same with vacations. When you use Vax or Vacation Access, you can access, FunJet Vacations, Air Jamaica, and many, many others. When you go to MLT, you can access United and Delta, and different others. So they're not, quote unquote, suppliers, they're booking engines. So Sabre is a booking engine that allows you to search for and book right through Sabre. And when you book through Sabre, it's exactly the same as if you book directly through the cruise line. You get the same confirmation. It'll automatically get uploaded into the cruise line's inventory. You get a confirmation. Everything that you would get if you booked it directly through the individual cruise line, you get through Sabre. So Sabre's a good engine to learn how to book through it. It's very simple. You just log in, and you need to get with the office to get you a login code for that. But if you get comfortable booking through Sabre, do it. Now, Sabre's not as pretty as booking directly through Royal Caribbean or Carnival or that kind of thing, but believe me, if you get comfortable with it, it's very, very simple. You can make changes, all that kind of stuff. Now, you also have Royal Caribbean. And again, here are the numbers that you can call. Inside sales, group sales. If you're looking for a travel agent rate for you and your family, that's there. All right. Or you can just click here, and it'll take you right to cruisingpower.com, which is their online booking in for travel agents. You just need to log in. Okay. You can get your login information from the office, and same with Sabre. And then you log in, search Royal Caribbean's inventory, find what you want, book it, put deposits down, make payments, all that kind of stuff right through Cruising Power. Okay? Same with Norwegian Cruise Lines, Princess, Carnival, Celebrity, Holland, Disney, all basically the same thing. You can call or you can go online and facilitate making, again, your bookings. Okay? Very, very simple to do. With Carnival, for example, I will just go in just for a quick second just to give you guys an idea. They all work the same, but obviously they all work a little different because they're all different companies. But let's just look at Carnival for just a second. And lots of information. Again, you can learn a lot about cruising just by perusing these sites. They've even got a travel agent rewards program, which again is folly as far as I'm concerned. But hey, you might as well make a few points while you're booking travel. Nothing wrong with that. Carnival is not really one of our preferreds, but we do book a lot with Carnival. We probably book more with Carnival than any other cruise line. They're not preferred, but they have many times the inventory that helps people get into cruising for the first time. They've got the 3- and 4-day cruises. Their price points are basically the lowest for the most part, but they still deliver a very, very high-end casual experience. They're called contemporary. Royal Caribbean, Norwegian are basically very similar. Then as you move up to Celebrity, Oceania, Princess, you begin to go a little step higher. And then you go up into your Holland America, which is caters to maybe a more mature crowd. And then from there, you got your Canards, you got your Crystal, and I mean, it just keeps going up, and the service goes up, the quality of experience goes up, but at the same time, things change. So on a Carnival cruise, you're gonna, everything's about fun and enjoying yourself and casual. As you go up, it might be a little different. The high end, I remember somebody said the other day, I'm never going on another Holland America cruise. It takes you 10 minutes to get off the elevator, following behind people in wheelchairs. um, Again, it was just something that was off the cuff that they said. But what they were saying was there's just a lot of people who are older, and seniors and stuff that go on a Holland cruise. So it's up to you to learn the different types of cruise lines that cater to different kinds of people. Carnival caters to family. Carnival caters to seniors as well. Carnival has a little bit for everybody. Okay, Carnival used to be called the fun ship because they used to have a lot of teens and spring breakers and stuff like that, but they've cleaned that all up. You have to actually have to be 21 to go on a cruise ship on Carnival now, and if you're not 21, they have to be somebody that's 25, I believe, that has to be with you or something like that. So they don't let that happen anymore because, again, they want to be able to cater to families, and they do. Carnival's a great line. You're going to have a lot of fun, enjoyable. But again, Norwegian, Royal, or similar, and then as you go up through the tiers. So let's just go in here and manage a booking. You can create a booking by just clicking on individual staterooms, find an itinerary, book it. Very simple. If you've ever been on the internet, Travelocity, Expedia, it's not a big deal. But I'm going to quickly go into a group booking, and you just go in, click on group bookings, and you log in. Of course, you'll get your login from ProTravel. And now I'm managing a group booking, so I'm searching for one that already exists. If I wanted to create a group booking, I would have clicked one of the other links. If you're creating a group booking, you just simply go in, find the date that you want to go on, the itinerary you want to go on, and you just book it. You can hold 10 cabins, 15 cabins, 20 cabins, and then they send you a contract, and then as long as you maintain that contract, the payment schedule, you can hold that space. Generally, the first payment's $25 to $50. Of course, it depends on the cruise. The next payment is so on and so forth. So you can build a payment plan for your clients as you're building that group. If it's an individual, typically it costs $250 minimum to go ahead and book that cruise, and they can make payments based on the payment plan. So I'm just going to kind of go in and give you an idea of kind of how it looks. Look at a group that ProTravel Fresno is putting together. This is our Univision group. So this is a group. It says ProTravel Network. That's the agency name. There's the group number. Here's the agent that put the group together. That was Kelly. Went in and actually held it. Amenity points. Again, we're not going to discuss that tonight. We're going to talk about that on the group's call. But it's a Carnival Splendor 1021 Mexico cruise. Okay? And these are all the cabins. Again, this might be gibberish to you, but it's just giving you all the different cabins that are booked so far. Okay? You just add those up. That's like 100 and some odd cabins. All right? And you just do various things. If I want to make a payment, I just click here. If I want to modify the booking, I click here. If I want to search the guest list, I would just click here. And I want to see how many people are going or the names. And so here's the guest list. Okay. You can see that they're all confirmed for late dining, the evening dining for dinner. With a cruise, you can do early dining, late dining. Early means 6 o'clock. Late means 8:15. A lot of people like late, like myself, because if I'm going on an island and I get back on the ship at 5 or 5:30, something like that, 6, I want to be able to go take a shower, relax, maybe go ante up to the bar and have a small cocktail, even though you guys know I don't drink. and just kind of wait around for dinner, especially with Jess and I. We got to get all the kids ready and stuff, so we prefer the late dining. Um, so this group, we put everybody on late dining, and you just simply can scroll through here, and let's just grab a cabin here, and now we're going to go to an individual cabin within the group and take a look at it. So this is an individual confirmation, one cabin, got the passenger's name in the cabin, and you got some codes there and the type of cabin, and you guys will learn all this stuff. Don't worry about it. And basically it. So if I wanted to make a payment on this cabin, I would just click transfers or modify the booking or commission detail. See how much I made on it. Click on payments, special requests in case the customer's handicapped or needs this or that. So there's lots of different things that you can do within the websites as you're booking cruises. Okay, so very, very simple. All the cruise lines basically have a similar interface, and that's really kind of the nuts and bolts of booking cruising. I'm going to slow down right there and open up some questions before I begin to finish the call, but I want to see how you guys are doing with so far. Good evening, Reverend Travel. Please take this for your good instruction. I'm waiting for your book on travel in any economy. Obama says we can and we got this. Create your own best way of living. Travel the best educated for anyone's life. Okay. Okay. I don't know about that. I have to, let me just say this. I honestly, I don't think Obama's the best friend of a business owner. I'll just put it like that. Isn't this a service fee? Isn't this a service fee good at this time? You can charge service fees on anything. Tom loves group cruises. Great. We're going to be talking about group cruises on the last session, but group cruises are an amazing way to make money. Since we're talking about cruises specifically tonight, one of the things that makes groups very, very lucrative is that when you're booking a group, you can put money two ways. You can put money directly on the cabin, or you can put money directly to the group. And let me kind of give you an idea of what that means. Let's say you have a box, and in that box it holds 12 bottles. Okay? Each bottle represents a cabin. So let's say you book a group of 12 cabins, and it's a box, and each cabin, that group holds 12 bottles. Your job is to fill each bottle with something. So we're going to fill each bottle, and each bottle is within the box. Well, the way that the group bookings work is you can just fill the box, put the bottle in the box, and the group will fill the individual bottles, if that makes any sense to you. So for example, the most important thing on this group, even though each cabin might be $1,000, even though each cabin might be $1,000, if there's 12 bottles, all I need to do is put 12,000 on the group, and that covers all the cabins. The great news, remember I told you earlier that the cruise lines try to regulate how much you can make on a cruise. On groups, that's thrown out the water because you can put as much as you want on group level. In other words, you can charge a client $1,500 for a $1,000 cruise, and as long as you put that additional money on group level, it comes back to you as commission. Okay? So that's a great thing on groups. Groups is a great way to make money. Again, we're going to talk more about groups later. Okay? Let's see if we have any more questions regarding cruising. All right, let me know if you have any other questions regarding cruising. Okay? Historical, ships, you name it, I'll share it. But again, The best place to learn about cruising is simply get on these cruise lines, log in. You can get Carnival certified. You can get Princess certified. You can get Norwegian Cruise Line certified. They've got more training than you'll ever need. And you can get all of it right here from GoCCL. In fact, let me show you that really quick. I'm going to go back to the home page. And as you see, you've got a resource center, news, updates, frequently asked questions, knowledge center, product info, programs. I mean, everything you want to know about cruising is there. Training overviews, CCL University, okay, events calendar. They come to your area and do trainings. You can actually go to Miami and do trainings, seminars at sea, where you can actually get on a cruise ship, and for like $40 a day, $30 a day, you can get a cruise and get training on the cruise, and just have a great time. Training for a few hours every day, and then the rest of the day just going out and having a great time. Okay, video libraries where you can, again, learn more and more about cruising. So there's tons, and this is just Carnival. Every single cruise line basically has a website like this where you can learn literally anything and everything you want to know about Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Holland, all that different stuff. Okay. Somebody wants to know, when will the last training be? Well, let's see. Somebody said Sabre is an amazing tool for searching cruises on selected dates, as it gives you visibility on all suppliers. That's correct. Also, Sabre will always list our group space. So if we have group space through ProTravel, or Vacation.com has group space globally, which we're automatically included in, you will automatically be able to pick up the price point for that. So, and you'll be able to see that. So Sabre is a great place. You should all spend some time getting very comfortable with booking through Sabre and navigating Sabre, because again, it's just like booking through the others, but you can see all the inventory all at once. You can book directly through Sabre, and again, it's the same as booking directly through the cruise line. Okay. Paul, what are the training for tomorrow and Sunday night? I will be out of town. Tomorrow is vacations, and then the last one's going to be groups. You're going to be gone for your birthday. I can understand that. I can understand that. But again, most of you have been on these trainings. These trainings really aren't as important as the first few trainings. I'm just going through these so I can, get them recorded, and they'll be editing a lot of stuff out and just make them short and sweet. But again, the booking part of the trainings a lot of times are better just hands-on. When you get the basics, learn the basics of invoicing and booking a vacation and how you do it. But as you start to do it, just work with the home office, because that's going to be the best way to learn when you're actually doing it. One of the things about training that falls down is, training when you're not actually doing. When you train and you're not actually going to put that into use right away, many times what you've learned kind of falls away a little bit. So this is really more of an introductory to, booking cruises, booking vacations, booking groups. But again, once you actually get in the middle of one, that's when you're really going to learn it, and it's really going to sink in once you're actually in the thick of it. Okay? I know how to do this. Can you tell me it's me, Tom Knight? Yes, Tom. I know you know how to do it. Are you still planning to talk about keywords and SEO? Yeah, I will do that on the final call and just finish that up. Will the last training call be on Sunday or Monday? No, it's scheduled for, that's a good question. I'll have to look at that. I think there's one tomorrow and the next night, so it'll have to be tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow then, huh? No. Vacation? It'll be Saturday night, yes. Yeah, tomorrow night I'll just have to knock it all out, I guess. In fact, let me just take a quick peek since you asked. Let me not guess. I need to respect everybody's time. Hold on one second. Just want to check that. Yeah, Saturday is the last scheduled call. So tonight's Friday, so tomorrow night will be the final call. I'm just going to pack it all in to tomorrow night's call. So we'll do groups, we'll do vacations, and we will finish up any SEO, search engine optimization, keywords, all of that tomorrow night. So we'll get started right on time, and I will push through it as quickly as I can, and I will make sure that I'm available for as many questions as you guys need to tomorrow. All right? All right. That's it for questions. I don't see any more in there. I want to thank all you guys for taking the time to get on the call tonight. It's Friday night. Go enjoy it. Tomorrow night we will finish up with a bang. Those of you who have been on the calls, you can contact the office. Just let us know you've been on the calls, and we will update all of your trainings so that you can start to access your pages and hopefully begin booking. Those of you who are already booking, keep going, keep going, keep going. The About Me pages will be coming up, I believe. We just have to upload one thing. Everybody acknowledges that they know how to invoice properly, and then you'll be good to go. So those will be up probably in the morning sometime. I'm not going to promise, but between today and tomorrow night for sure, they'll be up. They're already working. There's no issues with it. I just want to make sure that going forward, each agent acknowledges they've read, understand, and know the importance of invoicing properly. It was kind of neat today. I had Chris McHale in the office here in Toronto linking and uploading bookings, and he had a chance to get a lot of practice in understanding the process. So, and definitely the biggest issue is when things are not invoiced at all, or not properly. A lot of times it's just shortcuts. So again, very, very important. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your Friday wherever you are. Again, this is Paul Henderson, president of Pro Travel Network. Thank you very, very much. Bye-bye.